is a sexual paradox in relationships that kind of frustrates me. In the beginning, there's a honeymoon phase, everything's wonderful and exciting and new, and you want to have a ton of sex all the time. 1 or 2 years later, though, you drift into companionate love. Your lives are more intertwined, you're emotionally connected, you're secure, you're comfortable. It's during this phase that people slowly start to have less sex, and they might even find themselves becoming bored with it. I mean, you still love them, right? But you're just not quite as excited about it, and people even find themselves thinking about other people, what it would be like to have sex with someone new, and it's natural because, repetition and familiarity are the exact opposite of what excites most people sexually. Novelty, adventure, newness, mystery, these are where most people get their erotic kicks. It's completely normal to have less sex over time. I think we actually have a problem with pathologizing desire. If you're happy and your partner's happy, then you don't have anything to worry about. So, how does one go about getting that spice back? The usual advice that's shilled out is to spice things up in the bedroom. This is actually scientifically backed. The reason why we feel less excitement over time is because repetition means less and less dopamine in the brain, something called hedonic adaptation. You could try things like role play, introducing sex toys, talking about your fantasies, acting out your fantasies, playing with sensations, playing with your food, tantra, that kind of thing. But it's not just sexual stuff that can give you that same dopamine rush. People get a rush from all kinds of things. A beautiful view, physically demanding activity, going to a rock concert, traveling to a new place together. If you make a point to indulge in those things that are new and exciting and unexpected with your partner, it will help you associate those feelings with them. Another idea that I think is pretty effective is to break up the repetition of your relationship with a little bit of distance and independence. Exist as a separate, independent-ass person. Spending time apart is a good idea, just enough to break the cycle. You know that old saying, absence makes the heart grow fonder? I think it's actually true. People really do always want what they can't have. Another idea is to try to see each other in new ways. Start a creative project together or take a class together. At this point in the video, a guy on the trail came up to me to show me pictures of trains and my camera slipped out of focus and I didn't catch it. Oopsie. As I was saying, another way to do this is to embrace the moments where your partner's really entrenched in something that they love. For instance, say your honey's a musician. Watching them play for the crowd can be kinda hot. My last suggestion gets into some serious business. People love freedom. Freedom is sexy. Feeling confined and stifled is not sexy. As your relationship progresses, you may find it beneficial to talk about allowing each other more sexual freedom. The first thing that usually comes to people's minds is swinging and threesomes, but that's really just one end of the spectrum. I know a couple that allows each other to go out and dance and flirt, but no sex. It invigorates their sexual desire, which they then bring back home to each other. And yet another couple where anything goes so long as it's only one time and it doesn't happen in their house. You can talk about what you're both comfortable with, what you need, and go from there. I think that sometimes just knowing that you have more freedom, even without acting on it, is enough to make you feel more invigorated again. Of course, the viability of this option really depends on how you and your partner think about sex. Rethinking the sexual boundaries of a relationship can be a scary thing. It requires an open mind and trust and honesty and lots of communication and a lot of emotional maturity. And even with all of those things, it's still not for everyone. It can bring up a lot of feelings of inadequacy and jealousy and so forth. It requires a little bit of extra sensitivity and delicacy, I think. Okay, so obviously all of these things assume that you actually want to be in this relationship. It's possible to feel dead-ended and bored in a relationship itself, and I think that's different than just one aspect of the relationship, like sex. So babes, I hope that some of these tips are useful in some way. Before I go, 2 things. 1, I'm going on tour, check out the tour dates below. Number 2, shout out to Audible for supporting Sex Ed on YouTube. If you haven't heard of them, they're the biggest audiobooks hub out there. In preparation for this video, I listened to Mating in Captivity by Esther Perel. Really interesting exploration of couples that are dealing with this problem. I don't know if I fully agree with some of the things that she has to say, but it's certainly something to think about. Audible's great for these kinds of books because you can listen to it with a partner, maybe while you're making dinner, while you're cuddling in bed. They were also kind enough to hook all of you up with the free book so you could listen to it if you're interested. It's at audible.com/Laci, audible.com/LACI, since everyone spells my name wrong. Sending you all healthy relationship vibes. I'll see you next time. Mwah. Except your mom. Oh.
What?